Going with the spooky season, and something that will match it 100% is this pre-workout that I got right here in my hand, and it is none other than the Psychotic by Insane Labs. Now this one, I know a lot of people have reviewed it already, and I kind of slept on it when it first came out because too many pre-workouts came out around that same time, and I didn't pick it up. But regardless, it's been out for a year, and it was part of the Saw collab movie for their Saw 10, celebrating 10 years of the Saw franchise, which is something pretty dope. We do not see a lot of companies, especially in the fitness space, do these crazy collabs with an actual movie that comes out in the theater. So that's a big shout out and kudos to Insane Labs for this. And if you guys didn't see, I'll attach it. I did a review for the Bloodbath pump formula, which you are supposed to stack together, and I have it right here. So the tubs do follow the Saw franchise. Bloodbath, they have this creepy, I think this is like a liver or a head or whatever it's weighing here. But regardless, and right here we got the teeth. Regardless, it's a nice label, well done, and it has a matte finish. Also, the top, it has a matte finish. Very cool because it kind of, and it also says Saw, so that's pretty cool. And the reason why I say it's dope that it has like a matte finish is because it doesn't, it's like a water repellent more than anything. So no water will be or humidity will be getting here. So let's jump into the flavor, and then we can head over to the supplement packs. Now I got their fruit punch flavor. So this fruit punch flavor is matching the fruit punch flavor that I got for the Bloodbath right here. And this is my second tub of the Bloodbath pump formula, so this you already know is in my rotation. Now when it comes to the flavor, it's the same flavor. Pretty it's a little bit more on the sweet side, but it's like taking a fruit punch high C or a like watermelon high C flavor, something that, you know, it reminds me of my childhood, like drinks that weren't pretty healthy, that had a lot of sugar in it, but this one doesn't. I believe it has sucralose, but it just tastes amazing, and you don't get no heartburn, nothing negative when it comes to the flavor. So stamp of approval, which is number one. And rating wise, this is going to get a 10 out of 10 for the flavor because I did not taste anything of chemicals like at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. It was just a nice refreshing fruit punch flavor. I recommend you drink this with some cold water, between 8 to 10 ounces, and you should be good. But if you don't want it to taste too sweet, then I would recommend you, do 16 to 20 ounces of water with the pre. But again, this is something that is going to taste slimy. Now let's move on to the supplement packs. We are getting one serving size, which is one scoop at 6.3 grams. Now that is pretty low for a pre-workout, and you already know 6.3 grams is going to be light on the stomach. I always throw it on the digital scale, and this is what the scale said. As you see, it's almost on point, and this one has 30 servings, so this is pretty cool because Insane Labs does their own manufacturing, which allows them to, one, give you more, and two, give you more for less. So this will not hurt your wallet at all. So let's move on to the ingredient profile. Now it is a prop blend, and I know everybody's going to tell me like, hey, prop blends, this and that. But regardless, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm going to give them a pass with this prop blend because it is an amazing product. Now, for the Psychotic Salt blend, it does say 4.27 grams in total. And I know you're like, hey, but didn't you just say 6.3? I know, but regardless, everything that they say that's in here is going to be in here. Now, let's get into the first ingredient. that we are getting in this ingredient profile. Now we are getting some beta alanine, some L-tyrosine, excuse me, some caffeine anhydrous, some yerba mata or yerba mata powder. We are getting some yerba mata powder, some caffeine citrate, Infinity trademark name. We're getting some decaffeinated malate, some theocrine as T-crene, trademark name. DMAE by citrate. Remember, DMAE is that focus ingredient. So if I'm counting correct, we're getting caffeine citrate, Infinity. So we're already at 2 sources of caffeine. I believe we're getting 3 in total. We are getting some Cognizant Q. Now, Cognizant Q is a nootropic slash mood elevation, and also helps with the brain function. If you do not know what brain food is, I'll link my review to the MyQ Brain Food. MyQ Brain Food has this in here, and you can take it daily, and it does not have any negative side effects. So Cognizant Q, nootropic, and is also great for your brain health. So great ingredient in here. Now we're getting some coffee fruit extract. It is also known as Cafea Arabica, meaning Arabian coffee, I guess. We are getting some Oxygold, trademark name for fulvic acid. We are getting some Ampy Berry or Amp E-Berry. Now for all of those Alpha Yo lovers, we are getting some Yohimbine HCl, 98, yielding at 98%. Now, the last ingredient in here is some Rowolfia vomitoria extract, which is Alpha Yo, yielding 90%. And that is the entire prop blend. So again, it is not a transparent pre-workout, but again, this is something that you guys have to try out. And talking about trying it out, let's get into the experience. So the experience with the Psychotic pre-workout by Insane Labz was kind of different because I did not know what to expect from it. Now, number one, it wasn't a loaded scoop, so I wasn't really expecting a lot. But remember, Dark Labz also does little scoops when it comes to flames. So I was like, it could be something in that realm, but you never know, especially with prop blends. So what I did was took the pre-workout 20 minutes before I headed to the gym. And first thing that you will notice is the beta. The betas are super strong. I feel like it should be around 3 to 4 grams of beta in here because my face was itching. I felt it around my ears. My hands felt it longer. I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes. It lasted around my hands and a little bit on the upper arm, like almost hitting the bicep. So the betas are pretty strong, and they will stay for about, I believe, like 10 minutes. So by that 30-minute time frame, the betas should take a back seat. But again, if you are sensitive to beta, you might feel it for another, I guess, an additional 10 minutes. But at 40 minutes, that should be the max for the beta. Now, the caffeine, since there are different sources of caffeine, it does hit you at different times. But once it hits you, oof, you are in the zone. So for me, I started feeling that mood elevation and that nice nootropic feeling with a kick or a slap of the Alpha Yo in about, I believe, like 20 to 25 minutes. Everything just came all together at once. Boom, my body digested it, and I was ready to work out. And the focus on this Psychotic pre-workout is crazy. Like, it's the whole combination of the Alpha Yo with the caffeine and the focus ingredients in here with the Cognizant Q for the nootropic. I was just like, oh my gosh. It got me to a point that I was kind of zoning out a little bit at the gym. Well, at least on my first time trying the Psychotic pre-workout. But I was able to crush a 45-minute gym session pretty quick. The second time I tried this one, I tried it out for I could count this as a High-Stim Saturday pre-workout. if I'm keeping it 100, just because of how much caffeine I felt was in here. I think it's around like 250 to 300. Gotta double check the website because they do have it on the website, but it felt around 300. So for me, it was a High-Stim pre-workout. And the reason why I say I can count this as a High-Stim pre-workout that I could take on a Saturday for a 2-hour gym session is because of the way that it hits. It gives you that nice mood elevation. It gives you that energy that you do not want to stop working out until you are actually exhausted. The Alpha Yo puts you in a great headspace, great nootropic bubble. You might get a little zoned out, but it just depends on what you are doing, because if you're gonna stay active, like if you're gonna do a long cardio session or possibly do cardio and then weights, then you won't get zoned out. But you know, if you are taking a couple breaks in between, if you are somebody like me who likes to chatter or talk a lot, then you might get a little zoned out in between. But that's nothing bad, because that means that the focus ingredient in here is pretty strong. That zoned in feeling is not too much that you're like, okay, I'm stuck looking at the wall for like an hour. No, you might get stuck for like 30 seconds, whatever it is. But it's just in between the sets when we have to take a break to breathe, because honestly, you would want to go hard with this Psychotic pre-workout. And I feel like whether you're doing 1 hour gym session or you're doing 2-hour gym session, you could do it easily with this. Now, when it came down to the pumps, there's really nothing to really support the pumps. That's why I say you got to take it with the Bloodbath pump formula. And when you stack these bad boys together, you are going to get an amazing workout session, hands down. The pumps will be fire. Like, you will get vascularity and you will get a nice swole dry pump. It won't be anything wet unless you're doing a lot of cardio or whatever, or you're going too hard. But regardless, you're getting that swole slash veins will be popping on. Stack the Bloodbath with the Psychotic pre-workout. Now, for me, I would recommend this like 4, maybe even 5 times a week, just because there's no listids in here, but it might feel like it with the Alpha Yo and all the other nootropics in here. But I would take it at least 4 days and then take a break the following day, and then you could start back up. And for the price and 30 servings, you can't go wrong with this one. So if you love the Alpha Yo experience, this is the pre-workout for you. And if you're looking for something to spark that fire within you and to get a little bit crazy in the gym or psychotic, then yeah, pick up this tub. You can pick this one up at NutriCartel.com. Use my discount code WFS for 15% off your entire order. And you could pick up the Bloodbath pump formula that goes very well with this, and it's the same flavor, so you cannot go wrong at all with mixing these two together in one water bottle or shaker. And all in all, guys, this gets my stamp of approval, and I see myself picking this one up in the future once this tub is done. And like I said, I'm already up to my second tub of the Bloodbath, so why not pick up a second tub of the Psychotic once it runs out? And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next review.